Khloé Kardashian humorously remarks that her children better not discuss any childhood trauma when they grow up, insisting they have the best lives ever. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Khloé Kardashian recently opened up about parenting and the realities of raising children in the public eye. On her podcast, Khloé in Wonderland, which aired on January 22, she talked about what it's like to be a mom trying to do her best for her children. She shared a lighthearted but thoughtful moment where she said she often jokes about how her kids better not grow up saying they had a tough childhood. Khloé, who is 40 years old, has 2 children, a daughter named True who is 6, and a son named Tatum who is 2. She shares both of them with her former partner, Tristan Thompson. Even though Khloé makes a joke about her kids not having any trauma because they are growing up with so much love and privilege, she also understands that life isn't always perfect. She said on her podcast that no matter how well you try to raise your kids, they may still go through things emotionally that they will have to deal with later in life. She said everyone has some kind of trauma, whether it's something big or something small. She said her kids are truly living wonderful lives, but she knows that as they grow up, they might still have some emotional experiences to work through. In that same episode of her podcast, Khloé sat down with Scott Disick to talk more about parenting and how they each feel about their children possibly stepping into the spotlight like they did. Scott, who is 41 years old, has 3 children with Kourtney Kardashian Barker, Penelope, who is 12, Mason, who is 15, and Rain, who is 10. Khloé asked Scott a very interesting question. She wanted to know what advice he would give to his kids about fame and if he would want them to be a part of the same world that made their families so well known. Scott shared that he doesn't really push his children in any direction. He said it's completely up to them. Right now, they don't seem to care much about fame or being in front of cameras. He reminded Khloé that when Kylie and Kendall Jenner were younger, they also didn't seem interested at all in being famous or being part of their family's TV show. Back then, he said, the younger kids were more focused on going to school and didn't want to be involved in filming. Still, because of their family, they ended up on camera anyway, almost by accident. He explained that the younger kids didn't even really understand what the show was about when they were first on it. They didn't realize how big it would become, and at the time, they were just being kids. They weren't thinking about fame or success. Scott talked about how Kendall and Kylie later got interested in fame and media on their own terms, when they got older and figured out what they wanted. He believes his own kids might follow the same path. They might not care about it now, but who knows what could happen when they grow up. Later in the episode, Khloé and Scott started talking about the future of all the Kardashian-Jenner children. Between all the sisters and their kids, there are 13 grandkids in the family now. Scott made a funny but true comment about how wild it's going to be when all those different personalities grow up together. He said it's going to be interesting watching how all those unique kids develop in their own ways and reach different people. He used the word demographic to talk about how each child may connect with different types of fans and communities. Khloé responded honestly and said she's already feeling nervous about what things will be like when her daughter True, along with Stormi, Chicago, and Dream, all become teenagers at the same time. She admitted it makes her scared. There's something a little overwhelming about imagining so many teenage girls in the same family going through emotional changes, discovering their identities, and exploring the world all at once. Scott also added some humor to the conversation. He brought up Kim Kardashian's daughter North and his own son Mason, who are already getting older and beginning to go out more. He joked that soon they'll all be going out to parties and clubs and running into each other everywhere. He imagined a funny moment where someone at a party is announcing names, and nearly everyone in the room ends up being cousins from the Kardashian-Jenner family. He said it would be like the whole club is just full of cousins and family members. That thought made him laugh and feel a little amazed at just how large their family really is. Khloé laughed along but also seemed to understand the serious side of what he was saying. She knows how close-knit their family is and how fame will always be a part of their children's lives whether they want it or not. Being born into such a famous family means their kids will always be seen by the world, even if they try to keep things private. That adds pressure, but it also creates a strong bond between all the cousins. They're all going through the same experiences in their own ways. Throughout the podcast, it became clear that Khloé cares deeply about being a good mom. She wants to make sure her children are safe, loved, and happy. She may joke about how well they are living, but behind the laughter, there's a mother who is fully aware of how complicated life can be, even when everything looks perfect on the outside. She wants her kids to grow up strong, confident, and kind. She knows that she can't protect them from everything, but she's trying her best to give them a good foundation. Scott, too, seems like he has grown a lot as a parent. He no longer wants the fast-paced party life that used to be a part of his story. Now, he's focused on his children, on guiding them, and on letting them figure out life at their own pace. He and Khloé have always shared a strong friendship, and you can feel their trust when they talk to each other. They both know how crazy fame can be, and that makes their parenting journey a bit more unique than most people's. As the episode went on, their talk reminded everyone listening that no family is perfect. Even the most glamorous and successful families face real challenges. Khloé and Scott may live in a world filled with cameras, red carpets, and public attention, but at the heart of it, they're just parents trying to raise their kids with love, care, and understanding. They know their children will face ups and downs, just like they did. But they also believe that with the right support, their kids will turn out just fine. Khloé is doing her best to make sure her daughter and son grow up knowing they are important and loved. She keeps it real, even when she's joking. Her humor shows her heart. She laughs, but she also thinks deeply about what matters. And for her, right now, what matters most is making sure True and Tatum grow up feeling safe, supported, and able to be themselves. In today's world, where everything feels so fast and so visible, especially on social media, Khloé and Scott's conversation gave a little peek into the real lives of people who seem to have it all. They're not just dealing with regular parenting problems, they're trying to raise grounded children in a world that watches everything they do. That's not easy, but by talking about it so openly and honestly, they showed a side of parenting that many people can relate to. Whether you're famous or not, being a parent means caring, worrying, laughing, and hoping you're doing enough. Khloé's wish is simple. She hopes her kids grow up feeling loved and lucky, not burdened. Khloé's wish is simple. She hopes her kids grow up feeling loved and lucky, not burdened. And even though she knows that life will bring some kind of emotional challenges no matter what, she's working every day to make sure her children have a good start. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.